Hello my lovely ravens, my name is Chantel and welcome to my channel. Today is the first episode in a set of 4 episodes during this year's October month. If you have not been following me on Instagram, let me share with you what this is all about. Last year October I created a prompt list for the month of October which I called Burtober. This year I renamed it to Mini Spooktober because I don't necessarily want to create just Burton inspired things for this challenge every year, even though this year is based on Burton's version of Alice in Wonderland. Check out my Instagram if you would like to participate. For the first prompt, which is Checkered, I am starting with a square board which measures 12 by 12 inches. I'm covering the entire board with white gesso before moving on to the checkered pattern. I draw on the pattern with a black Posca paint marker and fill in the squares that need to be black with a black acrylic paint. When that is done, it is time to move on to the second prompt. The second prompt is table, and yes, I am indeed creating a miniature table. There is not much to this one yet, as during the month I will decide what kind of tablecloth I will be using on top of the table. This is just me building the table from balsa wood, attaching the table legs with wood glue. Prompt 3 is chair. Of course, these chairs are to go with the table. I bought these chairs at a dollar store for $3 each. They are not perfect, but they don't have to be. The only thing I am changing is the backing of the chair, as the top part is really thick. I am sanding that down with a Dremel. On to prompt 4, which is Windmill. I chose this prompt because in the tea party scene in Burton's Alice in Wonderland there is a windmill in the background, which is the hare house. I am making a mini Dutch windmill out of polymer clay and a head pin. From some brown clay I am rolling a little cone shape which will be the base of the windmill. Then I poke the head pin in near the top to make space for it after baking. For the Dutch windmill blades I flatten a blue ball of clay onto a glass baking sheet and carve out the 4 blades. I then detail the piece and bake the base and the blades in the oven according to package instructions. Prompt 5 is Teacups, and I'm sure by now you all know what I will be creating for this miniature setting. Of course, it is the Mad Hatter's tea party. What I want to put on the table goes a bit beyond the prompts, and so here I am also creating a cake stand that goes with it. For the teacups I'm taking a small bowl of clay and with a ball stylus I gently push down on one side, also using corn flour so the clay doesn't stick, and creating the top of the teacup. I am then taking a small snake of clay to attach that to the side of the teacup to make the handle. Teacups also need saucers, and why not create more of a table setting by creating some larger plates as well. So from polymer clay I created these circle cutout templates and baked them in the oven. To create the plates I cut out the circle shape, brush on some corn flour onto the pre-baked template and put the white circle shape on top. I then gently push in the middle of the plate to give it that plate shape. I then bake the entire thing in the oven, including the pre-baked template. Because I used corn flour, the pieces should detach from each other easily. I then paint on a simple Delft blue design using a small paintbrush and blue acrylic paint. And to protect the paint, I seal it all in with a layer of glossy Mod Podge. Prompt 6 is Teapot. I found this little teapot in a dollar store about a year ago, hoping to use it in a miniature setting one day. Today is that day. It just needs a repaint as I wanted to go with the plates and the cups, so I am painting the entire thing white. I'm painting the flowers blue, the leaves green, and putting the gold accents back in. Moving on to the last prompt in this week's video, which is cake for prompt 7. I am making this simple cake from polymer clay. I rolled out a piece of clay on the thickest setting and doubled it for the cake layers. With a circle shape, I cut out the cake layers and the cream layers that will go in between the cake layers. Then I started stacking the cake and cream layers until I was happy with the height of the cake. Now the cake needs some texture. You can apply texture to a miniature cake with a pointy tool or with a brush tool. A toothbrush will work too, I just don't recommend using your toothbrush after you've used it on polymer clay. With the brush I am scraping some chalk pastel on top of the cake to make it look like powdered sugar. And here you can see the before and after and what difference the texture and chalk pastel make. You can keep the cake in one piece or you can take a slice out of it. Make sure you texture the inside before baking the miniature cake according to the package instructions. Now let's have a look at all the pieces together. And this is it for the first week of Mini Spooktober. There is still lots to do, and yes, I still have to paint the chairs and the table as well. However, I hope you like where this is going. I'm looking forward to creating all the other bits and pieces for this project. Please check out my other social media in the description box below, and if you're new here, welcome! Don't forget you can hit that subscribe and bell notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos, and of course become part of the Raven family. Thanks so much for watching, stay safe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!